Hello and welcome to another video about my operating system development. Um, Last video I was working on a window manager, and this video I intend to continue on with that. I have done a tiny bit outside of these videos, but not too much. I thought I'd come back to it because I kind of get more work done. Just need to remember the hotkey. That's not the one. Division by zero. Yeah, that's the one. So what I have here is buggy as hotkey. That doesn't work on live demos. So that is space. So that should be the one I want. Yeah, it's just a bit slow. So what we have here is we've opened up a terminal running a shell inside of our window manager. So when we started this time, we started just with a blank shell, blank window, which looks like it's just not working. But if we do that, we open up the terminal. Say if we do echo 1 there, and we do that again, we've actually opened up another terminal just next to it. So if we do that one, yeah, I've switched windows. So we are currently in this window. So I'll just do that and switch back. So now I'm like in the other window, and you can see that there are some issues with the overlappingness of it. When we move the window, it will like redraw completely. But if we just switch, that switch didn't seem to work. Yeah, so like there's some bugs with the switching type stuff. And the reason for that is because the window isn't actually doing any of the redrawing. We're still kind of relying on the term to be doing all the redrawing, which is not how it should be going forward, I think. So, we'll have a quick look at what I've done. So, I've created a couple more things in the window manager and window thing. So in window we have a read key type thing. Doesn't actually use anything, I think. Everything's jumping to unused. Yeah, but that's kind of just a placeholder so we can have like hotkeys for the windows. For example, moving them and resizing, which is currently done with the terminal, should probably get done with the terminal. Should probably get done with the window. Next up, we have added like some more stuff to the structure. We'll be adding more today as well. In the window manager, we kind of have a notion of all the windows. So we basically just have a very crude list of all the windows. We can currently only have 50. When we work on this a bit more, we'll make that a bit more reliable and stable for long-term running of the operating system, so we can have more than 50 in one lifetime of the operating system. They'll just need a data structure of some kind, but for now I'm just having a basic static array type thing. Well, not static, it is using malloc or calloc, but it's fixed size, I guess, fixed size dynamic. And what else do we have? We also have this kind of process input is reading an input from the keyboard, and then it is processing it in the window manager to work out, hey, which window should I send it to? And currently, I lost where I was. Currently it is basically just finding the active window and seeing if we can handle that window can handle any rekey. That's kind of just save like posting it into the window, then doing that rekey handle again. But this seems to work. And we also have a hotkey of Alt space to spawn a terminal and Alt tab to switch windows. Which I don't know, it's just some hotkeys that I use. So, like for example, in i3, I have like Windows Enter to open up a new terminal. The Alt tab doesn't really work, but I haven't kind of got to the point where it's a tiling window manager as well as a floating window manager. So the window manager I'm kind of envisioning is both the tiling and a floating, which we can do here. I've forgotten the hotkey, but if we do something like that, we can have a floating window, which if I use my mouse, which I don't often use, I can like drag it around. I think there's even hotkeys to do the same. And I believe we can probably have two. Yeah, so we can have two. They can be overlapping. And when we switch between, the way i3 does it is it's kind of got like two focuses. So if you just hover over it, this window is focused. If we write to it, it did something maybe, but it doesn't actually redraw it unless we like click into it, in which case we can see that that was the command I typed behind the screen. So that's kind of what floating does, I guess. A small sidetrack. So when we spawn a shell, this will probably get changed. So I've put a fix me here. At the moment I'm kind of creating a window and then spawning a shell inside the window. I think what I want to do is create a terminal with the shell, but then in the process of creating that terminal, it will create the window and register itself with that window rather than rely on the window manager to do the forking and basically shelling out to the shell. So that's that, and then the switch windows kind of just gets the active window. What are we doing? Yeah, so we're getting the active window, and then we're kind of finding the next window in that list. So if we have multiple windows open, it should kind of cycle through, which we could probably do a little quick test to verify that is what it does. And this was just creating the new window, so that might change. There was like some standardality type stuff, and this is like adding into the window, so some of this will change. What I will quickly do is just do this run again and do Alt tab. So we have echo 1, and we'll shift that up to there maybe, and then echo 2, and we'll shift that down there. So you can see like redrawing is kind of not done at all. And now if we go echo 3. Now if we go Alt tab, we've gone to that window. If we go Alt tab again, we've gone to that second window. So you can see it is kind of cycling through. Another issue I found with this is if we go up, the history has actually, the shell history is amalgamated between all of them, which is not really what I want. So like say if I go echo 1 here, open up another shell, echo 2 here, theoretically this should only go up there. This one, because I created it after the echo 1, it will have the echo 1, but yeah, that's just how it works. But if we have two windows open at the same time and say this can be the first and this can be the second, I don't know, put the H there just for giggles. So here we can see that doesn't kind of bring in both the histories. But if we open up another one, then it will have both of those histories. That's the way I've configured my bash history to work. But who knows how my shell will do it. Anyhow, what I want to do in this episode, I guess, is basically get that redrawing working so it does redrawing properly. So if we open up this and maybe go to the term, yeah, that should do it. So there's this function term redraw, which basically redraws everything, and it takes into account scrolling. So scrolling is something I'm going to ignore in the window manager for now, and the one like window type, I guess, of a terminal, I'm just going to leave the scrolling in there, and when it draws, it will just send the commands to the window. So the window won't currently be scrolling. It will in the future, but not currently just yet. Need to think about how scrolling will work more holistically with other types of windows, say graphics or more like dynamic content, like say if you're in a game or something. It could be a text base, could be a graphics base, but you don't really want scrolling on that. So the scrolling there would probably be handled by the game rather than the window manager, whereas in the term, or like a text editor maybe, that scrolling we might want to happen in the window manager. And I've got kind of ideas on how to do that. It'll I don't know, it's kind of what's in my head is based off like how I did like graphics back in high school, like doing Java stuff, where you've got like a container and a scroll pane, I think they call it, which attaches to the container, and then you add that scroll pane to it might be a scroll view, something like that, but it won't be like identical to that, but the idea of like kind of encapsulating things is how I'll do it. So when we are redrawing, this is how we redraw from the terminal. So we first clear it. Now we will also kind of want to have a notion of maybe a Z buffer, like which is on front and which is not in front. What we could do for now is just have the crude approach of the active window is always shown, whereas all the others aren't really updated much, but I would prefer them all to be kind of updated, but we'll see how we go. Yeah, so we clear it, and when we do this, we probably will be doing double buffering. So each window will have a palette, I guess. Not pallet's not the right word. Each window will have a buffer of the contents that it is displaying. It might not be displaying it at the moment because it might be minimized. We don't actually have a minimized concept, but we probably will. It could also not be displaying it because it's hidden by another window. There's many different things, but we need that data to be kept somewhere. So the window will keep track of the data that it is meant to be drawing. The other thing that you may have noticed is if we open up this and gosh, there was something in the code that I was thinking double buffering, and I'll just kill that. Cursor, yeah. The cursor does some weird things. If we do this, so if we do this and something like that. So the cursor kind of disappears when we move it. That should have done something. Oh no. Oh gosh. Didn't actually want to get that out. Yeah, that's the one. I wasn't quite hitting the right key shortcut. It's not really set up for my keyboard. My keyboard's not your usual keyboard, I guess. It's Moonlander 2 for anyone interested. Split keyboard, but where my tabs and spaces and stuff are, it's known to me when I'm typing other things, but when I'm doing these hotkeys, it doesn't quite make sense in my brain, I guess. But I'll get there. And the hotkeys are configurable, I guess. Well, kind of code configurable. Eventually, they will be configurable in some config file or something like that. Anyway, so we redraw the line, then we clear the window, and then, well, the terminal, but we'll be doing this in the window. We'll clear the window, then we'll line by line kind of draw all the things. So one way to do the making sure that if things are hidden is we can do a really naive, I think it's called like the painter's algorithm, where we start with the backmost window, we draw it completely, then we go to the next window, then we redraw it completely, and they'll kind of have a notion of a Z buffer to see how, like, basically what things are in front of what. So that's kind of one way to do it. It will be real slow. A better way to do it would be to work out which areas of a window should be redrawn, and maybe have a function to redraw just a rectangle of that window. Yeah, maybe if we do this and that. So we kind of got two things here. So here, when we're redrawing this, we can see that it could be redrawn using two rectangles. So we could have this top skinny one, so basically an imaginary line across there, and it can redraw that, and then it can redraw this kind of bigger chunk there. Notably, it would not redraw like from here up to that corner because it's hidden by this window. And then this window would just have one rectangle to redraw, and it will just redraw the whole thing. That sort of thing would have to kind of take into account what windows are where and what's covering what. So it's kind of one idea of what we could do. Sorry, that was the curtain. If you heard a weird noise, the sun was starting to get on my screen. So, back to what the redraw does. So it clears it, then it goes through a loop, does it line by line, and yeah, it does like a weird thing where when it gets to the end of the line, it will do like a wrap, maybe, might not do a wrap. So some of this will need to get changed to like how the window will see it, because yeah, we can probably have it the whole thing. And this scrolled, so that is if we EDI is like 0 to start with. So EDI is like the row by the looks. So if the row is at the height, then we have scrolled, and then we will set EDI to be the height, and then put the cursor at like that point. Yeah, so some of this might get rewritten, so to speak. So what I might look at is if we look at the term structure. So this has, yeah, it had like this buffer, the scroll buff and scroll cap, and it also had font buff. So in struct, so we've got a couple of new strokes. So in the window stroke, which we've actually copied just directly from the term, might reduce this down. So yeah, we put like that in there. So yeah, need to think on like what it kind of needs to have. It will need to have like just a buffer, I guess. I didn't want to do that. So it's going to have a pointer to a buffer, and that buffer is just going to hold its size. Now, will it have a task associated with a window? Kind of does and kind of doesn't. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Just, yeah. Because the way I have kind of done it is it's got a Winman FD, which will be the file descriptor of the window manager task process of where to write the input for this window, and that will then get picked up by a task. So yeah, I'm not sure it needs a task or a subtask. It does need a width and height, and like I guess it needs an offset. There's some things that the window manager should do, and some things that the in fact, let's have a look at this. So here we don't actually have much going on in the window manager. We've got what is the active window, all the windows, and how many windows we have. That's cool. And like I think the process of the window actual thing will be under the window manager process. So like some people might call it like a compositor, I think, or I think compositor is how you pronounce that. So yeah, the windows are just kind of controlled by the window manager, managed, so to speak. So yeah, I think it should have a offset. Now we're not going to care about the scroll buff, but the font buff maybe. I think what I want to do is kind of combine, well, like just have one buffer, and this buffer will have, say if we're doing it in, I don't know, say you would have a, let's do it up here, we would have a structure of like a pixel or something like that. It's not really a pixel at the moment, but in fact, maybe we'll call it a text pixel. And we would have a char of the pixel, and we would also have like the font type, which I think is, we have a font type. So this would basically be that, and then this buffer would be like a text pixel array, and that will be what buffer is, or it could be a pointer to it. Basically the same thing in assembly, whether it's a pointer or an array. I mean, yeah, that's just how assembly goes. So because of that, I think I want to get rid of the font stuff. We're not caring about scrolling, and the cursor location. So that is, yeah, so I kind of just want to look at, say if we do that, So at the moment we're like kind of going through a scroll. Maybe if we do like that sort of thing, so we can actually see when we're scrolling. So here, like my cursor, while we're in the scroll, kind of moves, so it's there, but the end of line cursor is like still down there. But because we can't display it because it's out of it, like it's off the bottom there, means our cursor kind of changes location. Our display cursor. Yeah, so we kind of need to keep track of where the cursor is, which I think we will want to do something like this. That's cool. Oh, yeah, so we've actually got the output cursor. Yeah, so I guess no, can we do that and then that? Yeah. Now, what's this font? I guess that's the like font of the whole terminal, like the default font. I don't think we want to read key. What is that used for? I think that potentially could be what we want. So we have a buffer, we have some kind of a notion of width and height, we have an offset, like, yeah, we have kind of like an offset. I might actually just have X and Y there. So that's going to be like the location in the window manager where it is. So say if we do this floating again, if it's like up there, then it's like 0, 0. If it's like there, it might be like, I don't know, 100, 100. Like it's roughly like a square away, but 100 watt, don't know. In my one, it will be 100 pixels, and a pixel is just a character, just because we're still in text space, which it does the trick. So that's what we want there. I think that is a good looking window, and so here I think because yeah, these look like they probably could be in an include file, but that's alright. So when we yeah, we kind of want to redraw the active window. And that can be winman.active window. And then after we do it, we just want to do the same thing, but we'll do a pop ex there, just to save that ex pointer. Yeah, and I think that might do the trick. So we're switching two windows. What we want to do is redraw the one we're switching from, then redraw the one we're switching to, which should kind of do the right thing, maybe. When else do we need to redraw things? That could be potentially it. So if we go to window, we also need a public window redraw. Gosh, learn keys. Like all these comments that I don't really need. sake of things. Right, so what is this going to do? It is going to be a void, and it's going to have window redraw, and it's going to take a pointer to a window. And so window is going to be the first argument. Window redraw, enter 0, 0, read red, and apologies for that sound. That one, yeah. Cool. So when we're redrawing, what I think I might want to do is do that. Maybe do that. And here open up term, and just to kind of have an idea on how we're going to redraw things. So the buffer needs to kind of get filled up. So when we maybe we'll do this and buff struct. Real estate's getting a bit small, but that's alright. EBX is what? Yeah, we can do that. Cool. So if we're going to do that, we're going to do push EBX and pop EBX, and here we're going to call free on window.buffer, because that's going to be created up in it, I guess. Yep. Oh gosh, I keep on hitting the wrong button. So here we can push EBX because we're going to use it, and we're going to pop EBX. And we can move EBX from window, and we can call malloc on. Yeah, I think font has a thing. Was there like a structure for the font? Term font reset. Yeah, that's struct font asher. Source includes font. That's the one. Yeah, so this struct font asher. That's the key one. So our pixel data is going to be a char plus what do we call it? Size of dot font after, and it's going to be that times with height, basically. So yeah, what we're going to do is move window dot width, and that's going to be something height. We can just have like 0 for that. What I might do is, if we do calc and remember which way round it goes, number of members, so the second arg is the size. So this is going to be like the width and height. Width times height. So that's going to be that, and we're just going to do this width times height. This won't work currently, but that's right. And potentially we should have like a structure for this thing, which that is a font and stuff, which would make it easier to read, I think. So I think that's probably a good idea. Source lib window struct. So we can have a struct like text pixel. And what's that going to have? That's going to have our no, I might not do it just yet. The way I was going to do it was we can do like a single byte there, but then our font we can't really. We could have like a pointer to it, but we can't really say we want that much size allocated. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I want to work out how we get out with we just in it right. If that is how it is to be. This is actually somewhat useful. Right, so our size, window.width, and then, what was the eyeball? We do that, eyeball. That is the one. How is this one? So it doesn't on EAX. Yeah, that works. And we can go I mull and we can point to memory. Yeah, cool. So we can go window dot height. So that's going to be how many things there are, width times height. And I'll do that. Size of dot font enter and then bank edx. Yep. So here we have width times height. That is going to be ex, and here this is going to be edx. And here we probably want to check our return value, and if it is bad, then we should probably do an error, which we can just call panic. Sure. And that means we probably need a jump to return there. Cool, that can go away and a bit more real estate. So, where are we going? Probably have to wrap up sometime. So, we have allocated some memory for that buffer. That's good. So, yeah, that font, yeah, that default font is something we might need. But now that we've done that, we can move to window.buffer, I believe I called it, and struct. So this one, yeah, we font set up default. And this font reset. Yeah, so we kind of do want that font, I guess. Like, would we be having a font per window? Yeah, why not? Window. Right, so we have created a buffer. This one here, like, oh yes, we do. I'm not sure I want to worry about fonts at the moment. Because we kind of have the font in there, but I think to do fill in buffer default font. Yes. Yeah, so we'll need to do that at some point. This isn't in it, so I need like a read key. Where do you get used? When you, oh yeah, so when you're writing. Yeah. Gosh, code rock. I love it. And that is just doing like all of that stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure we need that. But this terminal clear could be alright. Yeah, maybe I do that. Cool. So we've got a font. That's alright. Is still legit. Yeah. clear, but I think yeah, I don't know, I'm having like a bit of mind blank. I think I want to do that for now, and we can just potentially set up the boilerplate and then come back to it at another thing. What I might do is see if we can still run. Yeah, we can. Font. So it still kind of works. And if we like don't have that, does it like not like it? Yeah, it doesn't. Cool. So that window redraw, I think we'll wait until another day. But yeah, we've kind of got some stuff. So I guess like next time I look at this, I will want to kind of intercept the term put C, I think. Yeah, we like add it to the scroll bar. Yeah, the term output, yeah, that's probably what we want. But the term output just does this put chart at, I think. And this put chart at, this we don't want to do VGA put chart at, we probably want to do window put chart at. Window put chart. And yeah, the window put chart at will output it to the VGA if it isn't like if it's not hidden. Yeah. And how we work out the hidden, it will be yeah, different thing. But yeah. Yeah, it's a weird refactor this because like the term kind of just does everything, but it only really does it for one, and I kind of want to abstract it out to a window manager because that'll be cool. But yeah, I think that can be it for today. I think what I might do is window manager. And maybe add some stuff in here because it's kind of in a state that if you're interested you could look at. That was a weird one. Ooh, what's this big boy? Window in it. Yeah, we just did that. That's what we did today. Not much code. Yeah, all of these. Yeah, and I think I'll just commit this up as, oh gosh, well, I guess that is good you've told me. But why'd you run? print it before running, to be honest. Josh, there was a noise. I don't know what is a noise. Just realised the music stopped like ages ago. Yeah, I think I just want to run lint on running tools. Gosh, I don't actually know this yet. Yeah, cool. So say if we try and debug something, yeah, it will complain. Cool. I think that's just what I wanted. What is it saying? EBX altered. It just surely is push EBX. And it's stuff like that that makes me wonder whether some of the buggy stuff I saw is kind of like that. And yeah, so if we do that and that and that, and window manager, more work on window manager. It's not like the best, but like, oh well. And I'll just push that up there. How do we do that? Personal. We'll do that. Cool. Oh well. Thanks heaps for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you did or if you didn't. And I'll see you next time, and hopefully we'll work towards this window manager a bit more, and it'll be pretty cool.